Okay, so today we will revise knight and then pawn. Okay, so this is a knight, and then for knight, landing square is what matters. Okay, so other stuff is just for us to understand this is the way to reach the landing square. Okay, two steps in one direction and one to the side. It takes a turn, and this side is its landing square. Okay, so this is what is important, and we are not concerned about the path. We are only concerned about the destination. This is for knight. Okay, so and this would be one square. This, 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 this. Okay, so this is how a knight lands, which means it goes and sits there. It goes and lands there. Okay, so the knight attacks the opponent's piece on its landing square. Okay, knight controls the landing square if those squares are empty. The knight supports its own piece if it is in the landing square. So we concern only about the landing square. If it is knight, we only give concern to the landing square, and we don't care about the path. The path is only for us to understand this is exact landing square. Okay, so if the bishop is here, then if it is white's turn to play, knight can capture this. Okay, and if there is an opponent's piece here and one more opponent's piece here, still the knight can jump and capture this. Okay, knight is the only piece which jumps over and captures. No other piece can jump, only knight can jump. Okay, so it can jump over pieces. It only concerns about the landing square. From here it is controlling this square, this square. Okay, see, if you take this as the direction, then this square. If you take this as the direction, then this square. Okay, and then this one and this one. So like that you have to cast. Okay, okay, this is the landing square, you have to understand. So first, what do we mean by direction for the knight? Two squares in one direction means two steps forward or up, two steps down, two steps to this side, and two steps to this side. Two continuous steps, and then it turns. Okay, so this is all about knight. Now let's revise pawns. So pawns will always be in the second rank if it is white. It will be arranged in the second rank, and there are 8 pawns. If it happens to be black, then it would be like this. So for a black player, I'm going to flip the board. The black player will view the chessboard like this. Okay, for him, it starts with H file and then go to A file, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And then here is the 8th rank for a black player. Okay, it starts with 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you are a black player, and if it is a black side, okay, and if I point out F6, means this is F6. But the same square, if it is from white side, it would be C3. Remember that. Okay, so you have to tell from here. It's reverse in case of black. Okay, so this is F6. If a black player is sitting here, this square would be F6. Let me flip the board. Okay, the F6 goes here. This is the actual position, but you are viewing it from the white's point of view. Then for a white player, this square would be C3. So that we would be doing those practice later, so that it will be helpful for you to note the games. Okay, so that practice is there, but for future classes. Okay, so for now, let's learn about pawns. Pawns, 8 pawns. When they are from the starting position, when they are going to start for the very first time, they are given two options. They can either move to 2 squares or 1 square. It is the player's wish. Okay, this is not only for the first pawn, this is for each and every pawn. Okay, so but if you choose to move it to e4, that is right. Okay, only at the first move he has the option. Whichever he is choosing, from then on he can move only one step ahead, and the pawns capture one step forward diagonal, which means the pawns control these two squares one step diagonal forward. Okay, if it is an empty square, they control f5 and then d5, a pawn from e4. Okay, if there is an opponent's piece here, if there is an opponent's piece here one step forward diagonal, it it captures or it attacks. Okay, now it's attacking. When it is actually taking, it is capturing. If there is own piece there, okay, for example, if this is a bishop, then the pawn supports. Okay, the pawns attacks, controls, supports on these squares. That's it, one step forward diagonal. He has no business here. Okay, if there is an opponent's piece here, he cannot jump. Say for example, let's take a hypothetical position. Okay, just if there is a own piece here, he cannot jump. So he cannot jump his own piece, he cannot jump the opponent's piece. So only piece which can jump over other pieces is knight. Okay, except for knight, nothing else can do that. Okay, just a second. Okay, so any doubts in those things which we learned? You can unmute and ask me the doubts if you have. Am I audible? So Pranjal, what is your doubt?
When you showed the first example of the knight, it can kill the opponent piece, but the bishop could go diagonal and
So we didn't learn about bishop, right? We were learning now in this class. We are learning about knight. Yes, bishop will go diagonally. If it is a bishop, it goes diagonally. So today we are dealing with knight. So a knight, this one, right? Knight on here. So knight only concerned about the landing squares. Okay.
yeah, the bishop was in front of the knight and uh, so it went on that piece and killed the opponent piece.
Yeah,
And
that is all there. Okay, that is captured. But what was my main focus here when I was teaching you? I was teaching you the knight movements, right? So I want to make all of my students be clear with the knight. So
knight
what?
will go L shape, man.
So you forget the L shape business, okay? So L shape means how long is the L, how big is the L. So you always remember this: two steps in a same direction, and then it takes a side and it lands, so that we spot that square right. Okay. So L shape can
Okay, ma'am.
also be like this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you come to a conclusion? So
Okay,
let's be specific so that we don't make mistakes when we play.
okay,
So that is why I never taught L. Okay. So I was telling you, if it is a knight, you have to take a direction, choose a direction.
okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Travel two steps and then take a turn and then land.
Yes,
Travel two steps, take a turn and then land. Travel
okay,
two steps in this. Listen. Okay. I want others also to listen. Travel two steps, take a turn and land. This. So that is how these squares. So now you can be very much confident that this is the landing square. Even if someone says no, you can be very sure this is the landing square. Okay, take 2 steps in this direction, take a turn, and then land. So for a knight, only the landing square is of concern. Okay, he doesn't have any business in the way. Okay, this way is just for us to understand, to just point out the landing square properly. Okay, so we should not miss this. So if we don't do this properly, then it would become an illegal move, and we make two illegal consecutive illegal moves when we play the real chess game, that too in tournament, then you will lose the game. So to avoid illegal moves and to be specific, let's forget L shape. Okay, any other doubt?
Ma'am, why ma'am night one
With why knight?
is jumping on piece?
That's how it is formed. Okay, so but if you see, do you watch movies, right? So uh, knights travel in flank. That too, when you watch war games or war movies, you would understand how fast a knight is and how powerful it is. So it jump, like it has more control, right? In that way. So, but in chess, this is how the rule is. So this is according to World Chess Federation's rule. This is how a knight moves. So this is the only piece which can jump. Other pieces cannot jump. Knight can jump over its piece. For a knight, only the landing square matters. Okay, even if there are pieces on its way, it can't do anything about it. It doesn't bother about them. You got that right?
Yes.
Maybe in tomorrow's class I will try to come with a better reply. Why does a knight move like that? Okay, if there is any uh, example, if I could find it, I will search it and I will let you know tomorrow. Any other doubt? Okay, Daksha, what is your doubt? Any doubt, Daksha?
No ma'am.
Okay, then put your hands down. Okay, so shall we go with questions? Aditya, any doubt?
No ma'am.
Okay, so we.
Ma'am, I joined late, ma'am. Sorry.
I know. No, I know. That's why I asked you. You are clear with how a night. That's fine.
Network issue. Network issue.
Okay, okay. So from now on, you try to come at like 15 minutes earlier so that you solve that issue and you be on time for the class. Okay. You try to turn on the laptop around 5:45 or something so that you can fix it. Okay. Anyways,
Okay,
now do you understand clearly how does a knight and then the pawns move?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so be on mute. Now let's do some exercise. Sai Charan is also there, right? I don't know what's wrong with Pranamya. She's asking help. Okay. Okay, so now this question is for Pranjal. Okay, so listen carefully first, and then when I ask you, you can reply. So this is the first move, second, third, fourth, and then here. What happens when this pawn goes to e8?
It can have a promotion for a queen, knight,
Okay.
a rook,
Mm.
or a bishop, I think.
Very good. Okay, so it gets promoted. Okay, so now the second question is for Dakship. Okay, so this is the pawn. Can it capture a piece on g5 and then f5? I mean e5, e5, g5. Imagine if there is an opponent's piece
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
I want you to take a pause, remember the rule, and then tell me. I'll give you 1 minute.
No, ma'am.
Okay, now
move
explain why
the
no.
backward. No, move to the backward.
Yeah, it cannot move backward, it cannot capture backward, it cannot control backward, it can only do all those things forward. Okay, very good. Okay, so next question is for Sai Charan. So if the white pawn has to capture this one, okay, then to which piece you have to promote this pawn to?
You need to go to F8 and promote to a queen and go to D8 and capture.
Promote to a queen, go to d8 and then capture. Okay, that takes 1, promotion is 1, 2 and then 3. Okay, that is fine, still there is nothing wrong in that, but from here I want you to capture this piece in one move. Now you have to go to the basics. Which piece will move like that? You imagine that, you try to get answer for that, you will get answer for this.
Knight.
Yeah.
Knight.
So if you promote it to knight, can you finish that thing in one move?
Yes.
Okay. So you promote it to a knight. So you promote it and then you capture this. Very good. Super. Okay. Okay. So now Janvi. Does this pawn support the rook?
Yes.
Yes, it supports. So it supports the piece whichever is here. Very good. Okay. Ritul, now tell me, how many moves does it take for this pawn to capture the black queen?
It go to E5 and it go to F6 and capture it.
Okay, so first move and then this would be the second move. Okay, so now okay, Aditya, can you answer this? In how many moves you can capture this knight?
Go to F5.
F5. Are you sure you have to go to F5? Will this pawn go backwards to F5?
Go to E6.
Will it go to E6? This way will it jump like this? So we were speaking about pawn. How does a pawn move?
Ma'am, not clear.
My question is, this is the pawn, and how does the pawn move?
Straight.
How many steps?
3 steps.
3 steps. Pawns never move 3 steps. It will move 1 step.
2 steps.
That 2 steps is only when it is here. Okay, when it is going to start fresh, or when it is going to move for the very first time, it has the option of 2 steps. But this pawn, is it moving for the first time? No, because it has already started from here and it has reached here, which means this is not new. It is not newly starting. So when it is not newly starting, it can only move 1 step at a move. Okay.
Okay.
So in a move, it can move 1 step. So now, what is that 1 step?
F7.
F7. Then
F8.
so what will happen when it goes to F8? Now answer me, can a pawn go backward?
No.
No. So now, are there any squares before this? Any more squares?
No.
No. So now what will happen to the pawn from here to here? So it gets promoted. Repeat after me.
It gets promoted.
So it gets promoted either to this queen, white queen, or to the white rook, or white bishop, or knight. Okay. So if you have to capture this,
White queen.
you can take a queen. So you can take a queen and then capture it. Okay. So now you got the idea of promotion.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So okay, Sacharan, tell me which pawn is supporting bishop e3. Can you hear me? Are you there? Which pawn? There are 2 pawns. 1, 2. Which pawn is giving support to this
Which pawn
bishop?
supports bishop? Which pawn the A pawn and goes anta cheppakala. A pawn A5 lo unde pawn anta chepta chalu.
Ma'am, I will ask him. Sacharan, how many pawns are here?
2 pawns.
Okay, where are they?
F2, F3.
Okay, so now the question is, who is supporting the bishop? Is this pawn supporting like this, or this pawn supporting like this? Which is correct? This one or this one?
Who is supporting? The 2
Who?
pawns are supporting.
No. So now, if there is a piece here, say for example, I put an opponent's piece here, can this pawn go and capture like this?
No.
No. Then if it cannot do that, then it has no control on that square, which means if there is the own piece there, this pawn cannot support sideways. How does a pawn move? Pawn moves forward. How does it control? It controls 1 step diagonal. How does it support? It supports 1 step diagonal. Forward, only forward. Okay. And how does it attack? It also attacks 1 step diagonal forward. So this pawn has business only with g4 and e4. Now tell me who is supporting this bishop.
F2.
Yes.
Pawn.
Now you got the idea of supporting.
Yes.
So pawns Control, one step diagonal. Repeat after me. Forward. Pawns, repeat. Just repeat. Tell louder. Pawns.
Pawn.
Control. You can repeat after me. Control,
Control.
one step
One step.
forward
Forward.
diagonal. Okay. So the same way, pawns. Repeat. Pawns.
Pawn.
Attacks,
Attacks.
one step forward diagonal. Okay. Diagonally. Okay.
Step forward. Diagonal.
Diagonally. Okay. Pawns
Pawn.
supports
Support.
its own piece,
Own piece.
one step
One step.
forward diagonally. Okay.
Forward. Diagonal.
If there is an opponent's piece here, now tell me, can this capture this?
Yes.
Repeat after me. Pawns will not move backwards.
Pawn will not move backward.
Pawns cannot control backwards.
Pawn will not control backward.
Pawns cannot capture backwards.
Pawns cannot capture backward.
Okay, do you write? So do you know to write? Do you
Yes.
write sentences? Okay, I will give you sentences. I want you to read it and write it today, okay? So that you understand this much better. You can write five times each of it, okay? Okay?
Yes.
You know to write, right? So then
Yes.
you write it. So then it would be much clearer. Okay, so everyone be on mute. So I want to know if anyone has any doubt. If we have any doubt, we will go forward with that. No doubts? Okay, Aditya, when you arrange when you place the chessboard, what will you consider? So you're going to put the chessboard, okay? First, you're going to put the chessboard. So how do you know you have placed it right? What should be there where?
Light on right side.
Very good, super. Now, Dakshiv, tell me, how does a knight move?
L shape.
No L shape. So in my class, no one is going to say L shape.
2 steps forward. And
Two steps in one direction. It may be up, down, or sideways. 2 steps. And then where does it land?
One step. One side.
It will turn and land on that one side, okay? So no L-shaped business in my class, because L-shape you will be prone to make mistakes. Okay? So let's not do that. Now Janvi, how does a pawn move?
A pawn moves one step.
Okay. So when it is starting for the first time, how many steps it can move?
2 steps.
Okay. So whenever someone asks you about pawns, you should say when it is starting fresh, when it is going to make the first move, it has 2 options. Either it can move 2 steps or 1. And after that, one steps. Okay. Litiksha, now tell me, how does a pawn capture? Litiksha is not there. Pranjal, can you answer that? How does a pawn capture?
A pawn only captures diagonally.
How many steps?
One-
You should be specific. Yeah,
one step diagonally.
That too, forward or backward. Can it capture some piece which is back?
No.
Okay. So now, Ritul, answer this. From where will a black pawn start? From which rank will a black pawn start?
Seventh rank.
Very good. Okay, now Sai Charan, I'll show the board. Okay,
ma'am.
so listen carefully first. So this is the 7th rank. Okay, and then a pawn is starting here. Okay, so can this pawn move here to f5? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, is this forward or backward for this pawn?
Forward.
Very good. So always remember, a black pawn starts from the 7th rank and then it goes till first rank. Okay, in first rank it gets promoted. Okay, so the main important thing here is, if a white player is seeing the pawn, he will see it here. Okay, that is still f7. Okay, f, c, f file, 7th rank. If I just flip the board, a black player is sitting here, and if he sees the board, he sees the pawn here. Okay, and this is also f7. F, I mean, sorry, this is f, this is 7. Got it? So when we write the notation, it is correct. It is in f7. But the thing is, if a black player is sitting here, for him it will be visible here. If a white player is sitting here, it would be visible here. That's it. Okay, so you have to practice both the ways if you want to be a good player, right? So we, some games we get chance to play white, some games
Yes.
we get chance to play as black, but in tournament it is not our choice. Okay, so you cannot choose to play one side. Whatever is given in the sheet, pairing sheet, if you are white player, you have to play white. If you are a black player, if your name is under black, you have to play the black with black pieces. Okay, so any doubts? So I will request everyone to go through at least all the homeworks once. If you haven't completed it, please complete it. Okay, all the moments before tomorrow's class. Okay, so we'll start with rook, knight, rook. Then we learned about bishop, right? And after that we learned queen. So queen moves like a rook and also like a bishop, right? And after that we were dealing with the king. Okay, so and main important thing in the king, the rule is king will never go to a square which is controlled by the opponent. This is very much important for you to remember that. Okay, and after that we were learning knight movements. For a knight, only landing square matters, the way doesn't matter, so that's why he can jump. Okay, and after that we were doing pawn, and as we were learning pawn, we were also learning pawn promotion. Okay, so any doubts? So tomorrow we will revise all the pieces. Okay, and moreover, these three concepts which you should never forget is control, support, attack. So when you start identifying these three things from now on, when you really play a game, okay, which we will do in the later classes, right? So you would be able to understand, okay, my opponent has made this move. Is he controlling? What is he controlling? What is he supporting? What is he attacking? So only when you know now, at that time, it would be easy for you to apply. Okay, so I request all of you to finish all the homeworks which have been given to you. If you haven't completed, even if you did complete it, you can go through it again, so it won't take much time. So any questions, anything to ask? If not, shall we finish the class? I'm not getting any answer. How many of you here are finding difficulties with homework? So which piece you are finding it difficult? So the homework is all about capturing the stars, right? So in that way, you could learn how that piece could move. So who's finding difficult here, and with which piece? Hey, you can tell so that I will help you now. So only when you open up, I can help you more, right? Come on. Aditya, do you know how all the pieces move?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am,
have you?
night only I have doubt.
Okay, so now today we were learning about night, right? So what is more important for a night? Which square? Landing square is what is more important.
Yes.
Others be on mute. So say again. So night.
Night.
Yeah. So it moves. You have to take 4 directions. Okay. Up or down. Up 2 steps or down 2 steps. This side 2 steps or this side 2 steps. Okay. This is the way. Okay. It travels this way and it takes a turn and then it lands. So it goes, I mean, it takes a turn and it lands. And only this square is important for the night. Okay, so the night bothers only about this square. Okay, it doesn't bother about the way or this square. It can take a turn and then land here. Okay, here, this square. 1, okay, 2, and if I choose, I can go 2 steps. Okay, 2 consecutive steps, like 2 continuous steps. Okay, 2 continuous steps and then take a turn, land here. 2 continuous steps, take a turn, land here. 2 continuous steps, take a turn, land. 2 continuous steps, take a turn, land. 2 continuous steps and then turn and then land. 2 continuous steps and then land. So when you make sure this as an habit, 2 continuous steps, take a turn and then land, and landing square is what is important for the night. It doesn't bother about other squares. Okay, so the all these things which we learned is to identify this square rightly. Okay, so now did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
If at all possible, I'll try to give some more exercises on night. Okay, like today, so that you can practice more. So the more you practice, you can understand it subconsciously. If not consciously, you will somehow understand it subconsciously. Okay, so can we finish the class today? Bye.
Bye. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. So tomorrow's class
Bye,
will
ma'am.
be a revision of all the pieces.
Thank you.
Listen. Revision of all the pieces. How does it control? How does it attack? How does it support? Okay, so before that, if possible, please do some exercises and come. Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.